Today we're taking you on a little mini adventure from the tropical beaches off the coast of northern Colombia. We are attempting to drive into the desert. If you look outside, it looks like African savanna with thorn trees all around, and it is hot, and in the car it doesn't feel like it's that humid. We could be in northern South Africa or in Botswana.
Yes.
So let's see if Karin is more fearless than faithless today as we head up into the desert towards Punto Jainas, or Jailas in English. Our obstacles that we expect is dodgy roads, maybe some sand, maybe mud, so we'll see how far we can go in the tough little guy. And then there are these roadblocks where people ask money. We've heard that the origin of the roadblocks was when travelers started coming here and handing out water and biscuits to the indigenous population that stays here that is very, very poor, with very little resources. And in some way it's now morphed to like a toll gate type system, and we've heard it can be over the top. So we're not sure how we're going to handle that. We'll see. So it's a little bit of drive and have a look today. We might have to turn around soon, or we might make it up to Cabo de la Vela on the coast. But only time will tell, and we are taking you along. As we headed north, we kept seeing big mining equipment getting trucked in to the desert. And at last we are on interesting gravel roads and off the tarmac. We are about 2/3 into our trip, and so far the desert has been surprisingly civilized.
And green.
Huh?
Green.
Yes, vegetation very green, more and more cactuses. The road is wide and very drivable. We need one roadblock / toll gate.
No.
So very civilized. That's another turn of the curve taken, but the road's worse. Yeah, so we're still heading into the desert, and hopefully we can make Cabo de la Vela by tonight. We think it's about another 50 hours drive, hopefully a bit less. Yeah, and the sun is slowly setting, but yeah, we should have enough time. And the road is even more interesting now. But still there is large signs of civilization. Like we've seen in northern Brazil. There are wind farms all over the world, which is probably good news. But we're on a smaller track now, heading into the sun, slowly approaching Cabo de la Vela. How are you feeling, Annie? Are you still fearless?
Oh, there's nothing to fear yet.
There's nothing to fear but fear itself. But it was a nice drive, huh?
Yeah.
We love the desert scenery, but even here in remote Colombia, the very fast drivers were something that we kept having to be on the lookout and had to dodge, like this guy on this turn, who was going much too fast for the roads we were traveling on. Found one of the feared roadblocks. See that little rope next to the road? Those are the ropes they pull up and then ask you for the money, but obviously because we're here late in the afternoon, people have left.
Holidays.
Yeah, oh, and it's school holidays, yeah. People have left their posts early. Oh, and it's Saturday, so maybe that makes a difference as well. But yeah, so we have seen 2 of the feared roadblocks. Oh yeah, out of what people claim to be 150, yeah.
Now, so far the desert is still very green. I think it looks a bit like that. Karoo. But it's obviously desert for Colombians.
Yeah. Yeah, for us it would not really qualify as a desert. More like semi-arid, might call it. If there's a buck that can graze, then there's enough food. So it's not a desert. But it's beautiful. Yeah. There's a lot of little tracks going everywhere, so it's a little bit more difficult to navigate. So we have to keep our eyes open and check, make sure that the kilometers keep reducing and we haven't gone off on a random track to somebody's house. Just before sunset, we reached Cabo de la Vela on the coast, where we spent a brilliant few days just relaxing, watching the windsurfers and looking at the fishermen busy bringing in their catch. And we have reached the most northern point of our journey, Cabo de la Vela on the north coast of Colombia. You can go a little bit more north if you really want to, but this was a very nice drive. And now we have to say goodbye, Cabo de la Vela, and as Corinne says, it's all downhill from here as we slowly start heading south. Ushuaia, here we come. It's only another, how many thousand kilometers?
8,000. But first we're going to stop at my most favorite beach. Just to say goodbye.
Yeah, we're going back to our Corinne's most favorite beach. We have some langostino, some crayfish in the fridge that we're going to cook tonight. Yeah.
So this was also the most windy place. It's quite dry. We like the dry air, but very windy. Great for kite surfing.
So we're going to spend the day exploring the desert and then it's back to the beach. On the way out, we ran into about 4 roadblocks. At all of them I would just get out, stay very friendly and ask them to remove the barrier. Or sometimes I would even remove it myself. In all the cases it went quite well. People were really quite friendly. I was quite surprised, and we did not pay any money to pass through. Okay, that seemed to have been easy. No aggression.
No.
Maybe the wheelchair helped. Let's go.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's time to say goodbye to the desert and the interesting gravel road. We had a great time. It was too short, and now it is time for the boring tar road.
Yay! Go Tar!
Very, very boring. So thank you, desert of Guajira. As we've always experienced on our drive through Colombia, the road always brings up surprises. In this instance, we had to take the track next to the railway as there was some sort of blockade on the road. Some trucks were turning. We could not really figure out why, but we decided to bypass them. So we just turned around and drove along the railway track, just to avoid any further delays. Our journey through Colombia continues south, and we will be sharing those adventures with you as These are very odd and very funky hippos. There's 3 of them, and they're doing a balancing act. amazing. Let's have a look. We also drive more challenging tunnels and get to some crazy bridges that we need to cross. Here's the dodgy bridge. But that's a story for another time, so please remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you won't miss out on future adventures. Thank you for our Patreons for making these videos possible.